Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I'm coming at you with another book of the month vlog, reading vlog. I know I didn't post one for December because I have not read my December books yet. I'm terrible. I'm really the worst YouTuber in the history of YouTubers, but that's okay because you know what? We just move on to another month, and you know what? We'll get to the December books eventually. But this is my book of the month box this month. It's a little baby. But yeah, we'll just do a really quick unboxing. I'm not starting these this weekend, but I probably will start them soon. So yeah, so the first book I got, if you watch my book of the month selections video, you know that I got The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Very excited to read this. I read The Silent Patient by him last year and it was a good time. It wasn't crazy, it wasn't anything like amazing, but I had a good time, so I figured I would give this one a shot. So this is the first one. We're only doing two right now. And then the last one is Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austin. I have not read a book by Emily Austin before, but I know that she read I think it was like something about everybody in this room will someday be dead or something like that. Is that the one? I don't know. But I haven't read that, but I have heard it's really good. And this was just quirky enough to get my attention. So I am actually really excited to read this. So I will let you I will let you know my thoughts about both of these books. And if I think that they are, that is pretty. Look at that. That's pretty. I will let you know if both of these are pretty. Sorry, that was random. I will let you know my thoughts about both of these books in this video. Also, I need to show you the bookmark. So if you don't want to see the bookmark, just skip ahead a little bit. If you do want to see the bookmark, oh, it's blue on the back. That's the first time I've seen it be blue on the back. Interesting. Oh my gosh, it says bookmark copy submitted by Ashley C. from Clearwater, Florida, member since 2020. I love that. Is this new? Are they just doing this? That's amazing. Okay, I'm here for that. Okay, but this one says, this book hits the plot. So Ashley C. from Clearwater, Florida, you're hilarious, and I love your bookmark. Good job. Hello, it has been a while since I unboxed my book of the month books. I'm not even gonna lie, it is January 20th now. I just finished my very first 6-star read of the year. So be on the lookout for my January wrap up to know what that book was, because chef's freaking kiss. It was so good. So I am going to start one of these book of the month books because I don't have that much longer left in January. We have like a week and a half left, and I have two of these to read. So okay, so what I was saying is I think I'm gonna go ahead and start my book of the month books. So as you saw from the unboxing, I have The Fury by Alex Michaelides, and I also have Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austin. I'm also currently reading two other books. One of them is like a satire kind of horror book, and the other one is a thriller horror book. So because of that, and I don't want to get confused, I'm gonna start with Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austin. Yeah, I am very excited about this. I feel like this is gonna be the cute little quirky book that I need right now. I will read you the synopsis of this, and then I'll check in once I've started reading it a little. So it says, Enid is obsessed with space. She can tell you all about black holes and their ability to spaghettify you without batting an eye in fear. Her one major phobia, bald men. She tries to keep that one under wraps. When she's not listening to her favorite true crime podcasts on a loop, she's going out with a rotation of women from dating apps. At the same time, she's trying to forge a new relationship with her estranged half-sisters after the death of her absent father. When she unwittingly plunges into her first serious romantic entanglement, Enid starts to believe that someone is following her. As her paranoia spirals out of control, she must contend with her mounting suspicion that something is seriously wrong with her. Because at the end of the day, there's only one person she can't outrun: herself. This sounds like exactly what I need. So, we're starting with this one. I will check in once I've read. I think I'm going to try to do check-ins every, like, I don't know, 30% or so. We'll see. Because I feel like that gives me a good, oh my gosh. The text in this book is quite large, so this should not take me long at all. I think this is just over 300 pages. Yeah, this is literally just over 300 pages. This is 302 pages long, so with large text, hopefully I can finish this very soon. We can read The Fury. I've been hearing mixed reviews about The Fury, so I'm very curious what I'll think of it. I did enjoy The Silent Patient, not as much as I was expecting to, but we'll see. So I will check in with you guys once we are like 30% through. Also, hopefully this book does hit the plot. Is that a chef? Interesting. That's a little chef meme. Okay, well, let's get reading, y'all. Okay, hello everyone. My cat is laying on my back. I am laying down on the couch in my husband's game room, and I'm reading Interesting Facts About Space, and I'm really enjoying this book. It's very quirky. I'm only on page 36, but I just have to share this this book. So she's at a gender reveal party, and she keeps calling it a baby genital reveal party. And I just think that is the funniest thing I've ever heard. She literally goes, I don't know what it is with the fascination of baby genital reveals, but whatever, because she's making the cake. Hello. Anyways, I just thought that was really funny. This book is hilarious. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with the main character, because she is very paranoid, and she seems to be making things up in her head. She's definitely giving like neurodivergent oh my gosh, neurodivergent vibes. So I'm curious like what, I'm curious what exactly, okay. I'm curious what oh my goodness. I'm curious, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Oh, we don't want to see that. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, I will update you once I figure out more of what's going on. Be careful, Ro.
I know.
Don't squeeze him.
I'm not.
But yeah, that's just really funny. That's a really funny part in this book. Okay, hey guys, so I finished Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austen last night, so I wanted to give my little review / update on it. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I read it in a day. I have like so much highlighted in here because I related to the main character so much. So this book we're following Enid. It's a very unusual name. I've never heard it before, so I had to double check, but we're following Enid, and she works with like space stuff. I think she's like an information something for like a space organization that, I don't know, you get the gist. But she like is very quirky. I want to say she's very quirky, and she's like, I'm trying to describe this without making it sound offensive because I really like Enid, but she's different, and she is going through life, and she has like some trauma, and like she's very scared. She has this huge phobia of bald men, which is kind of hilarious but also like not funny. And she feels like somebody's following her constantly, so she's very paranoid. So she ends up dating this woman, and come to find out the woman is married, that she's dating. So the wife actually confronts her, and they end up like becoming friends, which is very different. I feel like when you find out that your wife is cheating on you, you don't become friends with the person that your wife cheated on you with, but also it's so wholesome. She ends up going to a therapist in this book, and the therapist diagnoses her with autism, PTSD, and anxiety. And Enid is also half deaf. I feel like I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, but she has all of these things that she's trying to work with. She also has an estranged father who passed away, who started another family, which he just kind of forgot about her and her mom, started this other family, and she has 2 half-sisters, and they are like trying to build a relationship with her, and it's very pure. It's just a quirky, feel-good book. I loved Enid. I loved her half-sisters. I loved Vin, her co-worker, who's her best friend. He really comes into play with this. I can't give too much away because that's the plot, essentially. This is not a book with a plot. It's more of character development, and you really fall in love with Enid. I would say if you really enjoyed Eleanor Oliphant, what's the other book? I'd say if you enjoyed books like Eleanor Oliphant or Evie Drake Starts Over, or even books like Remarkably Bright Creatures, you would enjoy this because those are also kind of quirky. I also want to mention that I completely forgot to tell you why this book is titled Interesting Facts About Space, when nothing I said other than her job makes it sound like it's about space. But because of Enid's anxiety, when she's texting her mom, instead of being like, hey mom, are you okay, or checking in, or if she's getting anxiety, she texts or calls her mom and just tells her interesting facts about space. And there's a ton of interesting facts about space in here, which I thought was very unique because A, I don't know that much about space, but B, I find it very interesting as someone who has anxiety and struggles with it, what different people's coping mechanisms are, because I have my own coping mechanisms. I know other people in my life that have anxiety have their own coping mechanisms, so it's very interesting to hear that Enid's coping mechanism when it comes to her having a panic attack or anxiety and stuff like that is to just give out interesting facts about space. So that is where the title comes from, if you're wondering. Overall, really enjoyed this book. I ended up giving it a 4.75. I highlighted, like I said, the crap out of this. This is a very highlightable book. And yeah, I'm gonna put a couple of the highlights that I made on the screen just so you can kind of get a glimpse of what this book, like the writing style, is about. It's super easy to get through. It's such a good book. I feel like if you're on the fence about this and you like quirky books like the ones I mentioned, you should definitely pick this up and read it. It's so good. Like, have a highlighter on deck because I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I could definitely see myself reading this book again in the future. So overall, highly recommend Interesting Facts About Space. Would I have ever picked it up if it weren't for Book of the Month? I don't know. Probably not, just because I've never read anything by this author before. I know she has another book that's very popular called Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead, that I have not read, but I do have it on hold at my library because after reading this, I'm like, I need to read more by this author. I love her. So that is my review of Interesting Facts About Space. Now I am going to move on to my second book of the month, which is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Michaelides? I don't know. But I will let you know my thoughts on this one. I know this is a little bit more of a thrillery book. I guess I should probably read you the synopsis. It says, this is a tale of murder, or maybe that's not quite true. At its heart, it's a love story, isn't it? Lena Farrar is a reclusive ex-movie star and one of the most famous women in the world. Every year she invites her closest friends to escape the English weather and spend Easter on her idyllic private Greek island. I tell you this because you may think you know the story. You probably read about it all the time. Oh, you probably read about it at the time. It caused a real stir in the tabloids, if you remember. It had all the necessary ingredients for a press sensation: a celebrity, a private island cut off by the wind, and a murder. We found ourselves trapped there overnight. Our old friendships concealed hatred and a desire for revenge. What followed was a game of cat and mouse, a battle of wits, full of twists and turns, building to an unforgettable climax. The night ended in violence and death. But who am I? My name is Elliot Chase, and I'm going to tell you a story unlike any you've ever heard. So that sounds very interesting to me, just because it sounds like the the narrator for this is not, like, we're not sure if we can trust him or not yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Alrighty guys, so I'm about to start The Fury by Alex Michaelides. So I will update you. I just wanted to let you know that I'm about to start it. I just finished a book this morning because I had to return it to the library. It was called How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly, and oh my gosh, I will be A, purchasing that book, and B, I found out that the second one comes out literally in February. I'm so excited. That was such a good book. I highly recommend. First of all, I will have like my review and stuff of it in my January reading wrap up video, but oh my god, if you liked ACOTAR, you are gonna love that book. I also believe it is on Kindle Unlimited, so yeah, 10 out of 10. Such a good book, such a good book. So I am ready to dive into this thriller book and see what Mr. Alex gave us today. So yeah, cool. So I wanted to give a little bit of an update on The Fury. I am like that far into it. I'm not that far. Although it is a short book. I am on page 69 or chapter 14. So what I've gathered so far, I want to say I'm not enjoying the writing style very much. And I'm not really liking the characters very much either. They're very pretentious and like rich characters, and sometimes that's not a problem, but these characters are extremely pretentious. They don't like each other, and they're two-faced. They don't like each other, they pretend to like each other. I just not a fan of the characters. So the fact that one of them, basically this is a book about this infamous star who retires at like 40 and has this private island that her first husband bought for her, and they have like a whole like a staff of people that work there when she's not living there, and she invites some of her quote-unquote friends to come spend time with her at this island because she's currently living in like dreary England. It's like raining all the time. She wants some sun and she's like kind of depressed. So they all go, and so far they've just talked mad crap about each other. And yeah, so I know there's like a murder. I don't know who's died yet. I don't know who did the killing. I don't know any of that, but yeah, not really enjoying it. I'm kind of having to like force myself to read it at this point, which is not fun, but I want to give it a try. I'm not going to DNF it unless it just continues to be just really bad, but that is my thoughts so far. So if that sounds like something you like, if you like really pretentious characters, if you like rich people drama, you know what it's giving? It's giving Gossip Girl, but like the parents. That's exactly what it's giving. So yeah, because there's the main female character, Lena, who's very much giving Lily Vanderwoodson vibes, and then there's Kate, which is very much giving Blair's mom vibes, and then there's the character that's telling the story. I've already forgotten his name. Elliot. There's Elliot, who is giving Dan's dad's vibes. I don't remember their names, but it's been so long since I've watched Gossip Girl. But yeah, it's giving that. But not in a good way. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, you probably like this, but I'll keep you updated. Like I said, I'm still not that far in. I'm probably about 1/4 of the way in. So yeah, I probably won't update unless this gets better. I'll just do the review. Okay guys, so I just want to give one final update before I finish this book. I am on page 252, Act 4, Chapter 9. and I'm getting really irritated. I just want to say that, like, maybe this genre is not for me, but he keeps changing the story. He'll like go through this entire scene of what happened on this island, and then at the very end be like, but that's an act of fiction. Here's what really happened. And then go on to tell another story and be like, but if only that was all. And it's like, can we just get to the freaking point here? Like, I'm not understanding how this book is less than 300 pages, but there's like 50,000 plots to this murder story. If there even was a murder. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on. So yeah, I'm struggling to finish this. I'm just like, I'm not struggling to finish it. Like, I want to know, like, okay, what is actually happening here? But I'm telling you right now, if this book ends with like a, oh, this was all made up, or oh, but that actually didn't, I don't know. If it doesn't end with like a legitimate plot, like a legitimate finale, I'm going to scream. Not really, but I'm going to rate this book 0 stars or 2 stars or something, because I cannot with books like that, especially thrillers. Like, yeah, leave it open-ended if you want, like, leave me thinking about it, but like, let's also like not just go through the whole book and say, oh, this happened, JK, this happened, JK, this happened, JK. Like, it's so frustrating. So I have like 40 pages left. I will let you know in the next update what my final thoughts are, but right now I am just really irritated. Alright guys, so I literally just finished The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy this book. I am gonna give it 2 stars, which really sucks because I feel like this could have been a 3.5, 4-star book, but I feel like the ending was, it was poetic in a way, I guess, but it just wasn't, I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't like where it went. But this book is about a group of friends who all, well, 2 of them were actors. One of them was like a very famous actress who ended up retiring around 40 years old, moved to England to kind of get away from the spotlight. And she had a husband who she had a husband, obviously they were married, who bought her an island, a Greek island, and he ended up passing away, and she got remarried. She has a son, and they go to this island like once a year. And so she's going through kind of a rough time trying to figure out, she's very depressed, she's trying to figure out why she's depressed, and she thinks maybe it's the weather, like, because I live in England, it's, you know, very dreary and rainy all the time, so I need to go somewhere warm and sunny. So she invites 2 of her closest friends, her husband and her son, to stay at this island with her. However, I would say these are not so much friends as they are frenemies, because as it turns out, one of them is actually cheating on, well, her husband's actually cheating on her with this friend, Kate. And yeah, so they go to this island and spend time together, and they're all being really fake nice to each other. Then stuff starts to come out. There's things that are planned to kind of teach each other a lesson, and we're all being told this story from Elliot's point of view. Elliot is the other friend, and he's just kind of trying to find his place, I guess, in the world, and he's in love with Lana. I don't know how to say her name, but they end up putting together this big scheme to try to expose Kate and Jason. Jason is her new husband. Sorry, I haven't been saying names. To try and expose Kate and Jason of their affair, and just things go completely wrong, and the ending is a plot twist, but it's not, this wasn't anything revolutionary, I don't think. So I will be listing this on my Pango. Unfortunately, was not for me. I think some people, like, if you really like drama, there's some Greek mythology in here, kind of like plays and stuff like that. I think you'd really like this book, but it just was not for me. So that is my review of The Fury. Those are my book of the month books for January. I only had 2 this month. But yeah, I actually did end up reading First Lie Wins. That will be in my January wrap-up, my review of that, what I thought of that. I got that from the library. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm pretty happy with this so far. We had 1 5-star and 1 2-star, so you know, different ends of the spectrum, but that's a-okay. Yeah. Anyways, if you are interested in book of the month at all, I always have my referral link down below. You can get your first box for $5. Do know that I also get a credit if you do that. It's 100% free. You don't have to pay for my credit or anything. You just pay for your $5 for your box. If you want to do that, that would be awesome. If not, no problem. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.